Hello, hello. How is it going? It is Friday, March 16th. It is also World Sleep Day. And so I wanted to hop on here and do a quick kind of pop-up class for all of us about oils for sleep. This is something that we get asked about frequently. If you're sharing oils, or if you're looking into oils for different things for your life, you probably have looked for oils to help you sleep. They can be really, really powerful tools to help promote a really relaxing night's sleep, to promote really deep sleep, to help you fall asleep, stay asleep, to shut your brain off, all that good stuff. So I wanted to talk about some of our favorite oils, and then during this, kind of towards the beginning of this, as I get started talking about oils, I will share with you our exciting announcement. You maybe have already seen it on Facebook today, which is totally fine if you have, but I wanted to do this class in honor of an oil that is coming back in stock today and probably is already back in stock. So I'll get to that in a minute. So first of all, let me just do a little disclaimer. We're not giving medical advice. We're not prescribing or diagnosing or treating you or anything like that. So if you feel like you need the help from a physician to really figure out your sleep issues, if kind of what we talk about seems like it's not really going to be tackling something as serious as what you feel like you're dealing with, then we encourage you to go see a doctor, go see a sleep expert or something like that, and really get on top of it, because sleep is not something that you want to mess around with. Sleep is a gift given to us by God. Our bodies were designed to need it, and our bodies were designed to function and operate at their absolute best when we have enough. And so if we're not prioritizing it, or if our body has gotten so out of balance or something has happened to make us so out of balance that we're not able to sleep, that's going to start affecting your health in a lot of different ways. Now, I know if you have a newborn at home, you're thinking, what hope is there for me? Right? Because especially as moms, you're like, I don't know if I'm ever going to sleep again. But the truth is, you kind of just have to figure out a way to promote sleep in your house. And that means promoting sleep within your baby, promoting sleep for yourself, making it a priority, even if you don't really want, even if you feel like this is a waste of time, like I'm just not going to sleep. But I promise you, your health will start to decline and take a tumble if you're not making sleep a good enough priority in your life. And your body will start to tell you, right? Like you'll start aging faster, and you'll just start feeling fatigued all the time, and you'll have other issues that crop up that maybe aren't related in your mind to your sleep or lack of sleep, but they might be. So I encourage you to take this seriously. It's a world holiday today, apparently, because somebody decided we need to like celebrate and talk about sleep today. So I'm all for that. Everybody's body chemistry is totally different. So just like sleep disruptions and sleep disorders and all of the different reasons and root causes for that are many, and that in the same way, finding like an oily solution or finding your perfect combination of oils and supplements and activities and things that are going to help you sleep is going to be very unique to you. And so I don't want anybody to get discouraged if you try an oil once or twice and then you're like, that didn't really help. Or you try an oil for a night and you're like, I didn't sleep well at all. So oils must not work. That's not the like line of logic we want you to take. We want you to go on a journey of experimenting and really trying as many things as you possibly can to promote sleep naturally, because oils affect our brain. They stimulate our limbic system. They stimulate different glands in our bodies. And so you will find a solution eventually. You might have to stick with it. You might have to find different combinations. You might have to try a couple of different application methods. But I encourage you to stick with it, because it's worth it to support your body in sleeping naturally versus resorting to taking something that's going to impose that on your body in a synthetic way, because that's really hard on your system naturally to kind of recover from that. So just like everybody has different reasons for why they might not be sleeping very well, your body chemistry is going to be different. And so we're going to give you lots of suggestions today on what to try, combos to try, different applications to try, and all that stuff. So you're going to have lots of ways and things to try to find your unique combination that's going to work best for you. Okay. So first of all, a couple of tips about healthy sleep and all that stuff. First of all, before bed, you need to make sure that you have a reasonable bedtime. 2 a.m. is not a reasonable bedtime. So if you're thinking I can hack it from 2 to 6 a.m. sleeping and then like make it for the rest of your adult life, that's not the truth. Like sleeping is so important for your organs, for your like vitals, for your heart, for your liver, for your kidneys, for your digestive system. Sleeping is when your body like detoxifies and cleanses itself and regenerates itself and does like all these really important functions that we're too busy during the day for it to do. So when we sleep, it's really taking care of all of our internal organs and every function of our body. So make sure you're getting enough, and make sure that probably about an hour or so before your designated bedtime. And I suggest trying to go to bed at a consistent or somewhat consistent time of night so that your body kind of gets into a rhythm. Obviously, life happens and we don't always have the opportunity to go to bed exactly at 10 o'clock every single night or whatever. Things happen. But as a general rule, have a somewhat consistent bedtime. And then about an hour before that, try to shut off screen time. And I admit I'm terrible at this. So I'm going to try to be better because I've read the studies, I've read the articles, all of that. And I totally believe it, that the harsh blue light that's coming from your media devices, from your phone, from your iPad, from your computer screen, from your television, all of that blue light is like continuing to stimulate your brain and stimulate. And then if we just like try to shut off our phone screen and then like immediately go to sleep, we're going to have a really hard time actually falling asleep and staying asleep because we've overstimulated our brains for hours. And then we're going to have a hard time. Our body's going to struggle dealing with all that stimulation and trying to fall into its natural rhythm of sleep. So, make sure you cut off screen time about an hour before bed. This is really important for kids too. TV right before bed or iPad time or phone time or whatever right before bed can make it harder for them to fall into a deep natural sleep. So I notice actually that I sleep best when my phone is like not even on my nightstand. Really like if it's not even in the room, even better. But if I put it somewhere else where I'm not able to reach for it and I'm not able to like hear it vibrating and hear it doing things and like just be thinking about it in my subconscious, if it's just like away from me, I notice I sleep a ton better. So I know some families who've implemented like a charging station in their kitchen or something, so it's in no one's bedroom. None of their electronic devices are in their bedroom. And also the Wi-Fi signal and the cell phone signal that's being passed to and from your phone, if you're sleeping right next to that and you're getting like 10 solid hours or 8 solid hours or 6 solid hours of just being near and like never giving your body a break from the Wi-Fi signals and all of that, that's like not good. Okay. So shut your phone off about an hour before bedtime. Ideally keep your phone away from you at nighttime. Set it on do not disturb. The world's not going to end if you're not able to be reached at 3 a.m. Okay. Like you deserve some time to unplug completely and sleep and take care of your body. So and then do something calming before bed. So this could look like taking a warm bath. If you do like an Epsom salt bath, that also gives your body that magnesium. And that is amazing for sleep. It's very calming. It infuses your body with some key minerals that it's probably lacking in, and it's going to induce a really awesome night's sleep for you. So an Epsom salt bath is great to do, something really calming. Read a book, like a real book. I know, that's crazy. If you're not into real books, but you want to like listen to an Audible book or something, just like put your phone to where you're not looking at it or scrolling while you're reading, because that doesn't count. But if you want to like listen to something calming, listen to a podcast, listen to a book or something for a while, or read, like the actual act of reading, like a physical book is also very calming. I don't know about you, but I like always fall asleep when I'm reading. So if I like really want to pay attention, I usually listen to it. Or you can journal. You can do like a gratitude journal, a prayer journal, just like journal about your thoughts, just do a brain dump. I read a study recently about how women particularly noticed that they fell asleep a lot faster and slept a lot deeper when they made a to-do list for their next day right before they went to sleep. So like they just kind of did a brain dump of like, okay, tomorrow I gotta like take this kid to soccer. I have to go run this errand and pick this thing up. I need to make sure I don't forget cake mix for blah, 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 blah. Then we've got church, and they just like kind of outline their day and run through everything they needed to do for the day. And then the anxiety of what they weren't going to be like forgetting while they slept, and the anxiety of like, what do I have to tackle as soon as I wake up tomorrow? It was already taken care of. So they just made their list, kind of thought about their day the next day, and then they could go to sleep a lot easier and slept a ton better. So do something calming before bed and shut off your phone and keep it either away from you, shut off the Wi-Fi, turn it on airplane mode, something like that, so that the Wi-Fi signal isn't interfering with you, the blue light's not interfering with you, and your subconscious can like take a freaking break from all the notifications and all the people who might need you or all the things that might be happening while you're sleeping. It's okay. It'll all be there in the morning, I promise. Okay, so my number one sleep tip for all of us oily friends is to keep a diffuser by your bed, because I think the diffuser is probably my favorite like bedtime tool, and it's one of the most like powerful ways to administer oils for a long period of time. And if you keep it by your nightstand, you're going to remember to use it for one. Keep it and some oils, some of your favorite sleepy time oils on your nightstand so that it's like super easy to fill. You'll have that like visual reminder before you get into bed, like, oh, diffuser. I even keep a little bottle of water, a glass bottle, and I refill it every couple of days, and I keep it right next to my diffuser. So like I only have to go get water every like 2 or 3 days, and it looks pretty. It's like a little glass bottle next to my Rainstone diffuser on my nightstand, and I just fill it, top off the diffuser, and put my oils in, and it's like become a really nice habit because I have it all there ready for me to use and ready to go in a way that reminds me, but also like looks good as a decoration. So I have the Rainstone next to my bed. I don't know why I waited almost 5 years to get a Rainstone diffuser, y'all, but like treat yourself on your next like gifting holiday for yourself. Get it, because it's literally my favorite diffuser I think I've ever had. It's solid, sturdy. It diffuses for like 8 hours. Sometimes I wake up and it's still diffusing, which is a sign that I haven't gotten enough sleep, but I love that it runs for so long. And it's like you can turn the lights on or off, and you can have it emit negative ions into the air, and it's my favorite thing ever. So treat yourself to a Rainstone or your Aria or some sort of nice diffuser to put by your nightstand, because it's worth it, and your night's sleep is worth it too. The Desert Mist is also a really good one to keep on your nightstand because it runs like 10 hours if you did it on the intermittent setting. So that's a really good one too. So the Rainstone and the Desert Mist I think are two that would run for an entire night. Solid and sturdy. I know, right, Kelly? Yeah, my plastic diffuser been knocked over so many times that my kid broke it, which is why I had to get a Rainstone. And so now we have a strict no-touch policy, and but I like that it's really sturdy. I'm not really worried about her breaking it or even being able to knock it over. It's really bottom heavy. So the Desert Mist or the Rainstone diffuser, get one for your bedside table. Get a Desert Mist or one of the kids' diffusers, or some sort of diffuser for your kids' rooms. If you're worried about your kids breaking a Young Living diffuser, then grab a cheap one on Amazon that runs for like 10 hours or something and put it in their room and diffuse. Probably don't diffuse like right next to their faces like you would for you, because you're an adult. Your kids are a child, smaller humans. But put one in their bedroom so that everybody has a diffuser in their room at night. And this can just be part of your nighttime routine, like part of your nightly habit, where you fill the diffusers with your calming oils that helps everybody sleep. And it just becomes something that's really calming and kind of signals to your body and your brain like, oh, it's time to start smelling our calming smells and unwinding and relaxing. That's a really powerful signal to send to yourself, something that you do repeatedly that's part of a routine that helps you sleep. So keep a diffuser by your bedstand. All right, if all you have is your starter kit, then I'm going to show you the 3 oils that are like the best for sleeping. You might find that some other oil from your starter kit is like your magic sleepy potion, and that's awesome. But typically, what we tell people to try for sleeping when they first get their kit is lavender. This is the Swiss Army knife, super calming, very, very relaxing, helps with kids. This one's safe to diffuse with kids. Frankincense is also very calming and helps with sleep. If you deal with like anxious thoughts or tension that keeps you up, like if you're under a lot of stress or there's a lot of negativity in your life, or you just don't feel very emotionally grounded, then I would suggest diffusing frankincense and lavender together. to help you combat those feelings that are preventing you from being able to sleep. Because I know how it feels. Sometimes you feel like there's a ton going on in your world, a ton going on in your life, and your brain just can't shut off. And so I would recommend frankincense is really good for that kind of negativity, nervousness, all that stuff. And lavender is really good just for calming and soothing the body. So diffuse those together in your diffuser at nighttime if you just have your starter kit. Also, Stress Away is really good. This does not make everybody very sleepy. So Stress Away sometimes it might not be like your favorite sleepy time oil, but if you also apply or diffuse Stress Away throughout the day or throughout the evening, kind of to help you unwind and de-stress before bed, that could also be really helpful. So if this one doesn't make you feel sleepy or doesn't make you feel like you shut your brain off, then you could try using this one before in the evening and then diffuse these two together. I would do like 3 drops of each in your diffuser at your nightstand of frankincense and lavender from the starter kit. Okay, also from the starter kit is Copaiba. You probably won't find anything about this, like if you look in your reference app or you look in your pocket reference book or something about Copaiba being very calming and like helping with sleep and stuff. But here's what we found. 1 swipe of Copaiba, just get a little bit on your finger and then swipe it on the inside of your cheek. And the constituents inside Copaiba are very relaxing to the brain and to the entire body. And so they are going to help your body deal with I don't know, tense thoughts and just tension that your body's carrying all throughout. I'm trying to be compliant. That's why I'm like, I don't know. So Copaiba is going to help your body deal with tension that you're carrying that could be preventing you from getting a deep, restful night's sleep. So swipe some on your cheek and then tell me how it works for you, because so far I think like 100% of people that I've recommended try swiping that on your cheek have come back and said like, whoa, that was super relaxing. That was amazing. I'm gonna like remember that. So it's good for teething babies too. Helps them to be able to calm down, helps them deal with the pain of the teething and then relax as well. So it has similar properties basically for an adult who would use it on the inside of their cheek. Okay, so those are your PSK. There's 4. Copaiba, frankincense, lavender, and Stress Away are going to be your top calming ones to kind of combine, experiment with from your starter kit. You can diffuse any of them together or separate. And then you can also apply them topically before bedtime to promote a good night's sleep. So what I typically do, and you can find your own place on your body where you feel like oils might help you sleep the best. But what I typically do is I apply an oil all over my feet and ankles before bedtime. I also will do the back of my neck. I'll do my forehead, just like swipe a little bit on my forehead. I'll do my wrists, and I will often add a drop to my pillow. So like not where my eyes are gonna be or anything like that, but I will do it like where basically like I'll be able to kind of breathe it in. So you don't want to like put too much on your pillow, because then you're going to be like, whoa, too many oils right next to my face. But just put like one or like tiny little bit, or you can even get some on your finger and swipe it on your pillow, and then just kind of snuggle in to where it's not going to be bothering any of your eyes or your nose or anything, but you can breathe it in, and then you'll be able to breathe in the aroma as it evaporates from your pillow for an extended period of time too. So you can do that. So apply them topically or diffuse or do both before bed. And you can do that with any of the oils that we talk about tonight. Tonight. I've been talking about nighttime. I'm probably going to like have to go fall asleep after this video because of all of the calming, like stimulating, like sleep stimulating oils that I'm going to be talking about. But it's not nighttime, it's lunchtime. But for tonight, you can apply them any way you want. Okay, so now it's time for our exciting announcement for the day. So I'm going to talk about oils outside of the premium starter kit to help us sleep. And we're going to start with single oils, and then we'll talk about blends and supplements after that. So the number 1 single oil recommended for sleep, for extreme calming, extreme sedation, extreme relaxation, is valerian. Now you maybe haven't heard about valerian very much. And the reason is because it's only in 2 blends. It's in Trauma Life, and it is in Root Avala. And valerian has been out of stock as a single blend since 2014. This bottle that I have is from my Aroma Complete kit that I got in 2015 from Hitting Silver with Young Living. This is the only bottle I've ever had. I've never actually used it because I'm like, oh, it's not in stock. I don't want to like use it up and then never be able to get it again. So I just like smell it occasionally, and I'm gonna tell you, it doesn't smell great, but it's very powerful. It has been clinically investigated for its tranquilizing effects on the body, and its constituents have a profound calming effect on the central nervous system. So its intended uses for valerian are for falling asleep and anxiety. So it's very emotionally grounding, stabilizing, centering, and it also is going to be very sedating to your body. Okay, it doesn't smell that good. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. So with a stinky oil, I put it on my feet and I put socks on and I put my feet underneath the cover so I can't smell it anymore. And then hopefully within a few minutes I'm asleep anyway, so I can't smell it. Okay, it's not going to smell fantastic, but it is going to work. It's like magic sleep juice. So valerian is back in stock today because we have a farm in Bulgaria that we are opening. It's not quite open yet, but we have a batch of valerian oil that is new and fresh and from our farm in Bulgaria that we are releasing today. It is available on Essential Rewards and on quick order. You can get one per account per month, and I highly recommend adding it to your order or your first Essential Rewards order as soon as possible because this stuff is amazing. Okay, so valerian, number one, back in stock today. We finally have access to it. This is a very, very powerful oil, especially for the central nervous system and being able to relax and calm and sedate that. Sometimes we need that in order to be able to get a restful night's sleep. So you can diffuse this. I don't know that you'd want to, or you can apply it to the bottoms of your feet, or I don't know, if you don't hate the smell, then you can apply it to your forehead or wrists or wherever. But as you can see, some of the people who've used it before can tell you it's not the best smelling oil, but kind of like Digest. Digest doesn't smell wonderful, but everybody loves the way that it works, so we're willing to use it. That would be like valerian in this case. Okay. Next one is cedar wood. This oil, I actually love the smell of this oil. I know not everybody does, but this is a wood oil. So like from literally the cedar tree. It stimulates the limbic region of the brain, and it stimulates the pineal gland, which releases melatonin. So when you use cedar wood on your brain stem, or on your forehead, or on just really anywhere on your body, if you inhale it, any way that you use it, it's going to stimulate the release of melatonin in your body. It's very supportive for the brain and focus and attention. So cedarwood is actually really good for kids who struggle with attention and focus and engaging with their surroundings and engaging with their emotions. It's just a really good balancing brain oil. And it also, like when you use it at nighttime to help you sleep, it's going to help you with a restful night's sleep. So it's really, really good for that. I love the smell of cedarwood. It's really good for like memory retention and stuff too. So if you're studying or you need to remember something or whatever, then cedarwood is really good. Patty, valerian is the one that I was talking about right beforehand. And if you need to, you can go back and watch this video. It'll be on the public wall of the group, and it'll be up forever. We won't take it down. So you can come back and reference them anytime, any of the oils that we talk about. Okay, so cedarwood is a single oil, really good for helping the body release melatonin. And then orange is also really good. Orange is funny to me because I wouldn't think of a citrus oil as being something that helps with sleep. I think of it being like really happy, really uplifting, almost like energizing, but studies have shown that citrus oils are those things. They are uplifting, they are very happy, and they can help with like depressive thoughts and anxious thoughts and things like that. But they're also very relaxing, and particularly orange has been studied and shown to be very relaxing, relieves depressive thoughts. It's uplifting at the same time as it's relieving depression, which kind of makes sense. And it's very relaxing. So orange, I have recently discovered I really respond well to orange when I'm trying to sleep. I was diffusing it the other morning just because we turned on the diffuser just for fun, and I put some orange in it because it was right there. And I was thinking, oh, it'll be happy, uplifting, it'll smell really good, blah, blah, blah. Well, it like knocked me out. Like I fell asleep with my daughter like right there. She was watching TV and I like dozed off for a second. And I was like, man, that orange in the diffuser really knocked me out. So this is one, and especially if you don't like the smell of an oil that you're trying to use for sleep, you can add some orange to it and it'll make it smell better, because the citrus oils are very bright and very strong, and so you can add a citrus oil to something that you don't like the smell of and it'll help the smell. But also orange is also very relaxing, so you can use it to help you sleep as well. This would be one that's not going to like wake you up and counter effect, you know, the oil that you're trying to use. So I really like to do orange and cedarwood. Orange and cedarwood, gosh, I'm just throwing them around. Orange and cedarwood together, these two orange bottles go together. I really like to do that. I also like to do orange and lavender together sometimes. And I will do orange and peace and calming together sometimes as well. So I really, really like orange for sleeping. Kind of an uncommon one, and it's really inexpensive too to try. And so is cedarwood. They're really both really inexpensive. Okay. Next is Pedite Green. You maybe haven't heard of Pedite Green because we don't use it very often. This is another one that doesn't smell all that great. But the way that I discovered this one is a few weeks ago, maybe like a couple months ago now, I started having like pregnancy insomnia and like wasn't sleeping well at all. And so one morning I used my iToby scanner and I was like, what is going on with my body? Like, what do I need? Because something is not going right. I'm not sleeping well. I'm exhausted. And I scanned for Pedite Green. And I was like, I've never even used that oil before. It's in my Aroma Complete case, but I have never used it. And I looked it up, and sure enough, for not being able to sleep well and not being able to fall asleep and stay asleep, Pedite Green was suggested. So I pulled it out. Used it the following night. It worked great. Again, not my favorite smelling oil. It's distilled from the orange tree leaves and twigs. So it's interesting that we use the orange rind to get orange essential oil, and it's very relaxing, but then we also distill the leaves and the twigs of the orange tree and we get Pedite Green, and it's also very relaxing. So kind of cool. That whole plant provides kind of the same therapeutic benefit as far as sleeping. So Pedite Green, it reestablishes nerve equilibrium and it reduces mental fatigue. So I put this one on my feet usually. I diffused it that one night and I was like, ugh, I don't know. It worked, but it works on my feet too. So I've been putting this on the bottom of my feet at nighttime sometimes. Okay, last single. There are probably more, but these are just the ones that I pulled from the desk reference. That I have personally used and have found to be the most powerful. So this one is unfortunately not in stock right now. We will be getting this one back in stock when our farm in Bulgaria is up and fully operational. But Roman Chamomile, this oil is beautiful. It is like an age-old remedy. Lots of herbalists and people who are really accustomed to using natural remedies love Roman Chamomile for calming, for soothing, for digestive support, for like, it does all kinds of things. But it supports the central nervous system, and it combats stress, anxiety, focus issues, and sleep issues. So a lot of moms know to use chamomile tea or something to help soothe a child who is uncomfortable, or a crying child or something like that. It's very, very calming and soothing. But it also is very supportive of the central nervous system. And so similar to valerian, Roman chamomile is one of those oils that's going to just kind of restore the balance and sedate that system so that you can get a really deep night's sleep. So Kelly, I don't know when we'll get this one back. I'm hoping really soon. I grabbed a bottle of this the last time it was in stock like 2 years ago. And I've very, very, very sparingly used it, only when absolutely necessary. But I do love it. So I'm excited to have a steady supply of it again, because it's an amazing oil. So Roman Chamomile, when it comes back in stock, we'll update you as soon as possible, and you need to grab a bottle of this too, especially if you have kids. This is such a good kid oil, and we're not able to recommend it very often because it's out of stock. So when we get it, it'll be a really exciting day. Okay, so those are the single oils that will help with sleep. We have several blends. I have some of them. I don't have one of them because it's nap time and I forgot to grab it before I put my daughter down. So it's in her room and I'm not going to go in there to get it. So I'll just tell you about it and then you can order it if you have a child. Okay, so there are a few blended oils already that Young Living has already pre-blended up that are usually a blend of like some of the more sedating, relaxant oils that are good for sleep. So if you prefer to kind of mix up your own singles, you can do it that way, or you can hop in and get some of the pre-made blends and try those too. You can mix the blends, you can diffuse one and apply the other, whatever you need to do. I wouldn't put like 15 oils on you at once because that might be overwhelming and not relaxing, but I would try maybe a couple at a time, add one oil at a time to your routine and see how it makes you feel, all that stuff. So, Peace and Calming. This is an amazing blend. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. Peace and Calming is a blend of blue tansy, patchouli, tangerine, orange, and ylang ylang. So it has some interesting oils in it that we haven't actually talked about for the singles, but are well known to be really emotionally grounding oils and very calming, not necessarily sleeping all the time, but calming basically to emotions and feelings and like, especially like attention issues and over hyperactivity, hyper anxiety, that kind of thing. So if you're feeling basically overwhelmed with feelings, people who deal with extreme stress, extreme anxiety, where it's really like debilitating to them sometimes, Peace and Calming is typically a fan favorite for those people because it really does help bring a sense of well-being and peace to the body and to the mind, which is huge. It's really good for calming overactive children. So this is one along with cedar wood that we often recommend for parents who are trying to find some oily solutions for their kids who have some special needs with that. Okay, so the desk reference, I thought this was really interesting. Suggests to massage on your feet or diffuse Peace and Calming for a relaxing night's sleep. And we like to do this in our daughter's room. I will say this oil is very strong, so if you diffuse it, you really don't need to do very many drops. It's usually pretty potent. So we usually do like 1 or 2 drops in her diffuser and love that. And the desk reference recommended to combine with lavender if you have a hard time falling and staying asleep. So, Peace and Calming and lavender are a good combo to pop in your diffuser on your nightstand. Okay, Valor. A lot of people combine Valor and Peace and Calming, especially if they deal with kind of extremes of stress or anxiety and nervousness and things like that. So it's kind of a very powerful emotional combo to help you kind of release those negative emotions, release some of the things that are maybe building up and causing problems for you. So Valor is probably I'm gonna turn around. Oh, this is an old label. This is like an oldie but goodie, you guys. I didn't even realize I had this. Now I'm like never gonna use it because I'm gonna hoard it. But Valor is a super popular oil that actually we had to reformulate because we could no longer get a blend of supply of rosewood that was going to be ethical and sustainable. And Young Living is really committed to not just obtaining oils for a profit and then like depleting the earth's resources so that we can have it. And so we had to reformulate Valor. It smells very, very similar to the old formulation. So if you've been around for a while and you've not tried the new Valor, it's still amazing. It works just the same. I love it just as much, which is really, really awesome. So Valor now contains a blend of camphor wood, blue tansy, I think it has geranium in it now, frankincense, black spruce, and then it has a little bit of carrier oil in it. So it's already a little bit diluted. You can still use it in your diffuser though. And when I diffuse Valor at nighttime, I notice that I like sleep like a rock. I love how deeply I sleep when I diffuse this, especially if I'll diffuse it like 10 or 15 minutes before bedtime and then all throughout the night. It's just incredible how deeply it makes me sleep. So it's very balancing to the body, very calming again to the nervous system, and it promotes feelings of like confidence and courage. So it's really good for bravery. If you're nervous about something or you're dealing with like feeling anxious about something, then diffusing or using Valor at bedtime could be really helpful for that. Just for supporting your brain and your emotions for that. Okay, 2 roll-ons. Oh, first of all, I'm going to talk about sleepy eyes. This is the one I don't have a bottle of. with me, but Sleepy Eyes is one of the Kid Sense oils. So it's specifically formulated for kids 2 and older. So you can use it on babies, but if you put it on their skin, you're going to want to dilute it extra. But you can put it in their diffuser at nighttime and just diffuse like 1 or 2 drops. It's a blend. It contains all kinds of awesome oils that are safe for kids, but really, really calming. And I love that it's especially for kids. So I just like can have confidence. I don't need to go look up in a book if this specific oil is safe, because I know that it was formulated for children, and that it's intended for use with children to help them sleep. And so as a mom, sometimes when I'm going crazy at bedtime, or it's been a really long day or whatever, and I'm just not in a place where I can like stop and look up in a book what oil to use for whatever issue, I can just grab one of the Kid Sense oils, put it in the diffuser, or put it on my kid and like not have to worry about it. And I love that peace of mind that Young Living's already done that work for me. So Sleepy Eyes is really good for helping a child fall asleep, helping them to be relaxed. There has been a video recently on Facebook of somebody who, I think it was Sleepy Eyes, it might have been a different oil, but they just basically put Sleepy Eyes on their finger and then just let their baby smell it, and the baby went from freaking out to asleep within like 30 seconds. It was amazing. Super amazing to watch the baby just go from like so agitated to just so calm and asleep just from smelling the oil. She didn't even put it on him. She just let him smell it. So Sleepy Eyes is a really, really good one for kids. And I like to use Sleepy Eyes, honestly, when Root Avala is out of stock. So Root Avala is a blend of lavender, valerian, and rue. And so rue is an oil that we actually don't have a single of right now, but it's a really great relaxing oil that I actually found in the desk reference is like really good against germs too. So that was cool. But when it's in this combination, it really helps with sleeping and like really, really deep sleep, helping your brain shut off, helping sedate the central nervous system, all that good stuff that we want to happen, intense relaxation for sleep. So this, up until now, Root Avala has been the only way to get valerian other than Trauma Life. So it's really only been in 2 oils. So now that we have valerian as a single back in stock, that's awesome, because we can use it in our diffuser. We can combine it with lavender and kind of make our own Root Avala, whatever. Because Root Avala is not in stock currently. It will be soon once we get the Bulgarian farm up and running. Again, there's lots of different oils and blends and things that are kind of waiting on production to increase from that farm. But occasionally we get like a test batch, or we get like a small batch of the oils available to where they can make like a small lot of them, and they've given them away as promos a couple of times in the last year. So I grabbed a bottle the last time it was on promo, and I love this stuff. Again, it has valerian. It doesn't smell great, but I put it on the bottoms of my feet and kind of rub it into my ankles, and then I just go to bed and I can't smell it because my feet are under the blankets, and it really, really does help. So Root Avala is probably our heaviest hitting sleep blend that's already pre-made. It's very, very relaxing and sedating and awesome. So when it gets back in stock, we'll tell you about this one as well. One of my favorite things that I have used is Tranquil. I've used this on myself, and I've used it on my daughter when she was little. And the reason is because it's a blend of lavender, cedarwood, and Roman chamomile. So since Roman chamomile has been out of stock for a long time too, this was one of the only ways that we could get Roman chamomile. And I love the smell of Tranquil. It's very relaxing. It's very like calming of the mind as well. So I love Tranquil roll-on for like nervous, tense, anxious feelings and thoughts. Just when like you feel like your mind is getting the best of you, to roll Tranquil on, and it helps with that, as well as like being super calming for nighttime. So when my daughter was little, this is already diluted in a little roll-on. So when my daughter was little, like 6 months, and we were kind of trying to help her get more into like a routine of sleeping through the night, sleeping in her own bed, and falling asleep on her own, when I was rocking her to bed at night, I would just keep this in my pocket. I would grab it from the changing table, and I would just roll a tiny bit on the back of her neck. And then I would just kind of massage the back of her neck with that oil on it, so that it was calming. You know, I was touching her and massaging her, but I was also like putting that oil on her body where she needed it, and I loved how she smelled. It smells really good and calming, and how well it worked on her. So sometimes I'll use this. I keep this one in my purse, just if I'm feeling anxious or having a tough day or a tough moment or something happens and I feel like I need a little bit of emotional support. I love this because the Roman chamomile is really effective for me. It's like one of my favorite personal oils. So I love that I can use Tranquil and get a dose of Roman chamomile and cedarwood and lavender to be really, really calming. Okay, so those were all of our oils to help with sleeping. Hopefully, in like all the ones that I've talked about, you'll be able to find your magic combination. If you have been watching and you have a specific oil that we haven't talked about that really helps you with sleep or really helps you with calming, if you could just leave it in the comments and tell us how you apply it, how you use it, maybe what you combine it with or whatever, and let us know, because I know there are tons of combinations that people have discovered for themselves, and I'm all about sharing the love when you find something really good that's helped you sleep or you calm down, to maybe somebody else can try. So last two things, we actually have two supplements that really help with sleep. You can combine these with using oils topically and diffusing, or you can just try the supplement itself if you'd rather just take a pill before bed instead of diffuse something or whatever. But you can also combine them with oil usage as well. So one of them I don't have because I've never purchased it, but it is Sleep Essence, and they are oil capsules, and it contains 1.5 milligrams of melatonin, so it does contain melatonin. And then it contains lavender, vetiver, valerian, tangerine, and ruta essential oils in coconut oil. So it's basically like a capsule of essential oils that are already diluted that you can take by mouth, and it has a little bit of melatonin in it to help your body naturally fall asleep. And you can take that 1 to 2 capsules 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Okay, so that is basically, it would kind of be like combining Avala and then like adding a few of the ingredients in Peace and Calming, and it kind of makes this little concoction that you can take by mouth, and it'll help with sleep from the inside out basically, and be kind of sedating from taking something internally. So you can do that. There's also ImmuPro. ImmuPro is not actually labeled for helping with sleep, but it has some really calming things in it, and it has melatonin in it. This has 4.2 milligrams of melatonin in it, so it has more than Sleep Essence does. But this also, this is labeled as like an immune system supporting supplement. But a lot of people who've taken it have noticed that they sleep super deep and super well when they take ImmuPro. So my recommendation would be to take ImmuPro if you're needing to really support your immune system. If you're traveling and you know, like, I don't sleep well when I travel and I don't want to get sick when I travel, then make sure that you're taking ImmuPro with you on that trip. Take it maybe a few days beforehand, while you're traveling, and afterwards. And then sometimes people, you know, especially with how bad this cold and flu season has been, people were taking ImmuPro because sleep is a really important part of your immune system functioning well, just like every other organ and system in your body. But if you're not getting enough sleep, you're putting stress on your body, and it's not going to be able to respond to the stuff that it comes in contact with very well. So ImmuPro is going to boost your immune system. It has tons of fruit powder, has wolfberry powder in it, fruit powder, mushroom powder. It has a lot of minerals, calcium, zinc, selenium, and copper. And then it has orange peel powder and melatonin in it. So it's going to help you sleep, and then it's also going to boost your immune system as well. So people who take the supplements, the sleeping supplements, I've heard from multiple people before, that they notice that they work more effectively if they don't take them all the time. And so they will take like 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off, or they will only take like Sleep Essence when they really feel like, I really need a good night's sleep. I really need for this to knock me out. And like, it's a particularly stressful or busy or whatever time. And like for that particular 1 or 2 nights or a short stretch, they take Sleep Essence. Same with ImmuPro. Only when they're like really trying to boost their immune system a lot, and they know that sleeping is really important with that, and they're trying to like overcome something that maybe they've been exposed to or whatever, then they start taking ImmuPro. I wouldn't recommend taking these constantly. So these are a supplement that you basically add in to your routine when you need extra, but I wouldn't like say I take Sleep Essence every single night, because you'll probably notice after a while that it stops being very effective. So I would suggest, I have like a frog in my throat or something today. I would suggest if you're going to do those supplements, to like alternate them. So like do a week on, a week off, or 2 weeks on and 2 weeks off. Alternate one for 2 weeks and then do the other one for 2 weeks. Basically so that you're not just getting so accustomed to where they're not working for you anymore. And what I have actually heard is that the oils, typically like diffusing oils and applying oils, will work a little bit better. And then if you need to add the supplement because you really need some extra sleep support, or something like that, then adding a supplement to your typical oil regimen is going to be more effective than just taking the capsules or whatever by themselves. So, all right. Those are the oils. That's what I got for sleep support. Hopefully this was helpful to you guys. And if you have questions, if you have your own specific combo that you want to share with us in the comments, I would love that. Love for you to share what you've used and how it's worked for you and share your testimonies with that. If you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below as well. And don't forget to go grab your valerian oil today. I don't know how long it's going to be in stock because I don't know how big the batch is that we have available right now. But I would grab some this month if you feel like you really want to try it, because it's like, that's the only way that we can get it is in the single right now. So grab a bottle of valerian and let me know how you like it. I'm excited to use it. I think I'm going to use it on my feet tonight because I didn't sleep that well last night. So I will report back on how well it's worked for me as well. Okay. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day and a great weekend, and make sure you prioritize sleep on World Sleep Day because you're worth it. It's good for your health. Your body needs you to be sleeping. So use some oils and go take a nap or have a good night's sleep tonight. All right. Talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.